Okay, so it is Saturday, the 6th of February, 2021. We're at Magic Kingdom. We're here for the last weekend of the EPCOT International Festival of the Arts, which is our favorite celebration at EPCOT throughout the year, along with Festival of the Holidays, but they really seem to go all out for the Festival of the Arts. In the news today, Palm Beach County has vaccinated 40% of their seniors 65 and older. That's where we live in Palm Beach County. Governor DeSantis has done an unbelievably good job in navigating this coronavirus pandemic. In fact, some true leaders have emerged throughout this coronavirus pandemic. One of them is our governor, Governor DeSantis. Second leader is Dr. Anders Tegnell. For those of you not familiar with Anders Tegnell, he's the architect of Sweden's approach to the coronavirus. Sweden, of course, one of the few countries in the world who hasn't completely lost their mind with regard to coronavirus restrictions and whatever. They've kind of used the appropriate level of response. And the third person you may not have actually heard of. Third person is, I'll tell you here in a second as soon as we scan into Magic Kingdom. The third person who's shown true leadership throughout this whole pandemic is Tanzanian President John Magufuli. For those of you not familiar with the Tanzanian story, back early on, they did some testing, and they found that a goat and a piece of fruit tested positive for coronavirus. And the minute that happened, they said, we're done with this. And Tanzania has no restrictions whatsoever. And you shouldn't believe me, you should look that up on your own. You should absolutely not take my word for it. So it's interesting how true leaders emerge in times of crises. And those are three good examples for you. But we are here at Magic Kingdom today. We're going to park hop to EPCOT for the International Festival of the Arts a little later in the day. So we'll be back to show you that because we love the Arts Festival. And something interesting happens here at Magic Kingdom. We're doing a couple things this morning. We'll note that too. Yeah, we got Disney princesses up on the train station, because I guess you're safe from coronavirus up on the train station. And so yeah, so hopefully it's going to be a good day. We'll see what it brings us. Yeah, guys, so we are at the EPCOT International Festival of the Arts, which, like I said earlier, aside from Festival of the Holidays, which Festival of the Holidays is our favorite festival just because I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday. But outside of that, the Festival of the Arts is our favorite holiday. So we're real happy to be here. We're gonna go check it out. We were actually here a couple weeks ago as well. We just really enjoy this. Disney puts a lot of effort into this, and it's actually funny because the very first year we came, I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. I'm not an artsy person. Whatever. I'll tell you what, it's really, really, really outstanding. And I think they were probably even surprised at how many people really enjoyed it. By the way, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, this is the new EPCOT fountain. I should say the EPCOT throwback fountain. It's sad though, because we do miss the Fountain of Nations, dedicated by Marty Sklar twice, which was sadly torn out just before this whole coronavirus nonsense started. And I say sadly because if that project was delayed just like 2 or 3 weeks later, it would still exist today, because Disney's basically out of money for renovations and whatnot, and none of what you see happening up here would be happening up here. We'd still have Communicore East and Communicore West and the Fountain of Nations. But sadly, we got very unlucky with that one. But we're gonna check out the Arts Festival today. Probably tired of hearing me talk already. So we'll be back in a little bit and see what we got going on back in World Showcase. Hey guys, so this is Greg McCall. He's one of our favorite artists, and there's the hidden Mickey painting. Hidden Mickey painting that we have prominently on our living room wall. We love Greg McCullough's artwork. In fact, here's the Cinderella Castle he did in the new colors that we do not like for this year's Arts Festival. We actually have a picture of us with Greg McCall that I may drop in here for you just to show you. We were actually talking with Greg a couple weeks ago when we were here for the first time, and we reminded him that we showed him the picture because we have it on our phones, of course, and we reminded him that last year's Arts Festival happened right before all of this nonsense started. And so the three of us had a wonderful memory of those times, and hopefully we'll be back to those soon. Yeah guys, and today at the train exhibit, we've got the central courtyard with the banners for, you can kind of see them there and there. They're banners for the EPCOT Festival of the Arts. Two things that are noteworthy. One, when we were here for Christmas, they did not decorate for Christmas, which is kind of stupid. And the second thing that's noteworthy is that there are exactly 0 trains running today. Very sad. Tell you what, these guys got it going on. I don't know if you can see right there, but they brought their own Dr. Pepper and Cherry Pepsi, so good for them, because you can only get Coke products in Disney World. Yeah guys, so I don't usually do food reviews, but they had this at the Japanese pavilion this year. This is called the Stone Garden, so it's like red bean paste. No, don't do that. First you gotta make the garden tracks. Let's see. There you go. And now you put the they have like chocolate rocks and things, so you make your own nice pretty stone garden and eat it. It's a red bean it's like a red bean mousse with like chocolate. The rocks are chocolate, and then the little balls are like rice balls. So we're gonna try this just to see what it tastes like, and then we're gonna go watch the Voices of Liberty, I think. Yeah guys, so just to give you the verdict on the Stone Garden, I had a little taste of the red bean paste mousse there, and I came to the conclusion that it tastes like ass. So I will not be partaking in the rest of the Stone Garden. But we will go see the Voices of Liberty. Yeah guys, so we are here in front of Chefs de France in EPCOT. And right here, I don't know if you can see, but right here, there's a sign that says, "Please no stroller parking." And the reason that sign says, "Please no stroller parking," is because before COVID hit, there was actually no table and chairs there for people to eat at. Instead, what was there for many, many, many years were two guys actually from France, and they performed in an act called Serveur Amusant, which actually started, I think, in Disneyland Paris. And we just happened to stumble upon them one day, and it was this amazing act where they would bring out a table and chairs, and they were comical waiters is basically the backstory, but they would bring out this table and chairs, and the chairs would stack on top of each other, and the one guy was a gymnast actually, and well, for the act he wasn't a gymnast, but you could tell he was a gymnast in real life. And he would end up climbing the chairs and successively put one chair on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. And there were some tricks to the act that made it safer than it outwardly appeared, because they did a good job of concealing it. But I'll tell you what, it was still very real. And when he was balancing on the chairs, literally up to those trees up there and above the top of this stanchion right here, you know, and there was no safety thing. And you see the ground is concrete. If he fell, it was going to be a bad day. And despite the fact that you know, despite the fact that there were some tricks to the act, it was still unbelievably dicey, to the point where you see this crack in the sidewalk right here. They would always kind of make sure that people stood back behind these cracks in case if something went bad. And in fact, one of the things that we noticed over the years was that a long time ago, I think they had 5 chairs, and the gymnast guy would balance on all 5 chairs, and they kind of scaled that back to 3 over the years. I don't know if they had a close call, or if somebody in Disney management cut back on it. But the point to this whole story is, just like most of the performers, they were laid off during this COVID pandemic. And I bet you we saw this act 100 times over the years, because we would, even when we came for a couple days, we would see that act multiple times, because it was just unbelievable. And we got to quote unquote know the guys, and that they recognized us, and we were friends, and we took a picture with them. And maybe I'll drop that picture. And we actually had t-shirts made that said "We love the servers," and took a picture with them the one day. And what breaks our heart is we never got to say goodbye to them. And they were laid off, and they will never be back. So if you see this video, guys, you know, we miss you. We love you, and we're so sad the way things have played out that they have. Yeah, guys, so we just watched the Voices of Liberty, and they usually perform inside the American Pavilion, but they haven't been under the dome since the whole coronavirus thing started. They've been performing a medley of songs outside in the America Garden Theater, across in World Showcase, straight across from Spaceship Earth and the EPCOT Ball. And one of the songs that they performed was "When You Wish Upon a Star," and from Pinocchio. And so the wish that we're going to wish is that the world comes to its senses and realizes that we have grossly overreacted to this whole coronavirus situation, and that we need to get back to normal as quickly as possible. The way we're behaving is doing a lot of damage, and a lot of irreparable damage, and needs to stop sooner rather than later. So with that, that's going to do it from the 2021 EPCOT International Festival of the Arts. Hopefully next year's festival will look just like the 2020 festival did, normal and regular. And with that, we'll see you real soon.